Scully Martino, where we discuss issues that Christians face on a day-to-day basis. With Scully Martino. Yes, people, so it's Scully Martino once again, and we say life for real. So I'm going to give you some reasons basically why I wanted to start a podcast. So, one is for impact lives in a positive way. 2, for win souls for the Lord. And 3, just for show the fun side of life being a follower of Christ. So this is my take on what I want to share with the world of believers as well as the persons who are not saved. You know what I mean? So I also want to share my experience, the challenges that I face and how I overcome my challenges. So, many persons believe that giving a life to the Lord is basically a death sentence, or life becomes boring and, the fun ends, when really and truly real life starts with serving the Lord. Real life. So it says in Jeremiah 29 verse 11, "For I know the plans I have for you, declares the Lord, plans to prosper you and not to harm you, plans to give you hope and a future." So if the Lord plans to give you hope and a positive future, that can mean a prison sentence. A prison sentence means concrete floor, burglar bars, and being boxed in. Yeah, man, your movement, your liberty has been taken away. And Jesus said, "I came to give you life that you might have life and life more abundantly." That not sound like prison sentence to me. That sound like that's life for real. So welcome again, viewers. Today we are going to be interviewing a young Christian woman, and her name is Shantal Baker.
Hello everyone, thanks for having me. I hope that you'll be blessed after this episode. So I am Shantal, and I've been baptized since 2009, so that's 12 years, and I've never regretted a thing. I love music, I love singing, and since I've given my life to Christ, I have transferred this passion into the kingdom of God. I am a worship leader at my church, but overall, I am a worshiper at the core. I love God and I love the things of God.
Tell us how you overcome the challenge of maintaining your sexual purity. And if you don't mind giving us an example, say you see someone who you find yourself attracted to, how would you deal with that situation?
So the things I do to ensure that I stay away from temptation or don't walk into it. First, I don't entertain certain conversation with a male, whether it be a male that I have feelings for or vice versa. I would advise that you be wise in certain decisions. For me, so like guys would ask me out, and sometimes we know in ourselves, say if we go out with the person, things are gonna happen. So for me, we just come up with some excuse and say, I can't come, or sometimes I really want to go out with a person, especially a guy that I like. Yeah, something I really want to go with them, but as I said, you have to be intentional, and if if you go out with a person, things are going to go on or so forth. You just have to tell yourself, you just have to leave it alone. Keeping myself occupied in ministry, that's another way of avoiding certain temptation, because when you're occupied, when you have things at church a focus on, it kind of take your mind away from certain thoughts, certain feelings of loneliness and so forth. And even sometimes if somebody asks you, you can give them the excuse, I have church or I have something to do at church. Being occupied in ministry at church, it helps. The final thing is being consistent in prayer and fasting. That's one of the greatest one, I believe, because the closer you are to God, certain temptations come, you just box that way, in a phase you. Certain things come, in a phase you. So that is one of the major one. Thank you for having me.
So viewers, until next time, the journey continues.